And welcome back here on Private Sports. My name is Andrew Hans. So we did talk about the Big Northern Conference on my last video. So now we're probably doing one of the top conferences in the probably in the state on the western side of Illinois, and that is the Western Big Six for the postseason. So we did the Big Northern, so now we're doing the Western Big Six for boys basketball. So this year's top five are United Township, Rock Island, Sterling, Quincy, and Moline. So this is gonna be probably an interesting one because I think 4A is gonna be interesting this year, no matter who's gonna win it. So last year it was Moline, but also now another team has rose to the occasion, and that is Quincy. So last night, Quincy has just won the Western Big Six conference. So they won it last night versus Rock Island. So I know that was probably one of the top ones in the conference was going to be Quincy and Rock Island, because I projected that earlier in the year. I knew it was going to be Quincy and Rock Island, but I knew that Moline was going to come in as an underdog, and also Sterling too, as well, because I knew Sterling was a favorite as well. And there was some games that we had big upsets in the conference this year. So some of them was when Sterling upset Quincy. That was a big one. I know Moline did that too. They also upset Quincy at Warren Fieldhouse. Sterling also beated Moline also earlier in the season to kick off the season for them in conference play. UT, another really talented team, but also had their bruises with the new head coach, as we're going to get to it right now. So first up, we have the Moline Maroons. So Moline is the defending 4A champs. So they are in the underdogs, probably in their regional. So they're taking on Bradley Bourbonnais to kick off, I believe, for regionals. Part of the UT regional. So about Moline, so they are the defending 4A champs. So they'll be kicking off with UT, not Bradley Bourbonnais, but they'll be kicking off with United Township on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock from the Panther Den. So we're going to talk about both UT and Moline first. So Moline, the Maroons, they were 4A champs last year. So they beat Bradley Bourbonnais in the part of the Bradley Bourbonnais regional last year. And then in the sectional, they beat Normal Community and O'Fallon last year, part of their sectional. And then they beat Oswego East in the Bloomington SIU Super Sectional, and they went on to beat Downers Grove North and Bennett Academy for the state championship as well. So Moline this season, it was technically kind of like a reload year, because I gotta say this. So if you're probably a coach in the Western Big Six, you know that the competition is going to get really good. And what I've seen from the last 4 years, watching highlights or seeing teams or rosters, because I was a basketball player. So, because I played at Rock Falls, I was in the Big Northern, because I technically did watch on YouTube, highlights from Channel 4, Channel 8, Channel 6, Channel 18 at night, because I've seen a lot from the Western Big Six as well. And even this year, being at Sterling, watching those Western Big Six conference games, you see teams that are, not good, and there's teams that try to reload. I've seen it. I'm from Rock Falls. I hear a lot from Sterling. So Sterling and Geneseo. So technically, when I was in high school, my freshman year, I was at Rock Falls. Around that time for Sterling, it was technically like their first year in the Western Big Six. Them and Geneseo, in some of their sports, Sterling were top dogs. In volleyball that year, they went back to back and also winning the Western Big Six. And then also in football that year, Sterling did, dominate the Western Big Six easily, but they knew that it was going to be a tough competition. And I know, and then the year after, they, in other sports, in football, they were runner-ups the last 3 years, because you had UT and then you had Moline twice, because I feel like, in the Western Big Six, you have some of those kids they'll go D1. And, last year you had Brock Harding, Owen Freeman, and boys basketball, who also went to Iowa right now. And then right now, you have Bradley Longcore. I believe he's also getting D1 offers from Quincy. And then you have Lucas Austin, who's right now going to West Virginia for football. And then you have Luke Johnson, also in football from Geneseo. He's also going to, I believe, Western as well, Western Illinois University down in Macomb. And then you had, a couple years ago back, you had Matthew Bailey, also from Moline, who also went on to go play at Illinois, who's now, I believe, right now currently playing for the Fighting Illini. And then when Sterling first began, they had, Cooper Wellman, who also went to Eastern. It was around the time when Sterling also, had success. And then the year after, they had two other Division I recruits. They had Ryan Hebelfinger, who also, I believe, went on to go to Illinois State that year. And then the year after, I think he's playing at Whitewater, Wisconsin, another really good Division II or III football program up in Wisconsin. And then I believe Trayvon Jordan, another really good talented player who also went on to play at Northern Illinois as well for football. And then it's exciting for Sterling, for other sports as well, because I'm not supposed to be talking about basketball, but I'm talking about football. I think I believe he's the only player from Sterling that has got a Power 5, Power 4 scholarship or school he's going to as well. So technically, and then I seen it, in basketball. I believe the first year Rock Island won it and also won a regional as well. And then when they first joined Sterling Geneseo, the first year Geneseo was a top contender because they had Isaiah Rivera, who also went on to go to Colorado State as well. I believe now he's playing for University of Illinois in Chicago for the Flames there. And then Rock Island was talented. They had when they first so what I'm talking about, that's when they first began. So they had Colton Sigel, Jordan Rice, Amarian Nimmers, Eli Reese, who were also around the time of sophomores as well. Malachi Key as well, I believe them as well. They won a regional that year up in LaSalle, Peru, and then Geneseo also won a regional that year as well, beating Rochelle that year and the Sterling Regional. So I think both those schools won a regional, but then, UT, then my junior year, I played some of these West Big Six schools. Like, I played at Geneseo. I played in Rock Island's gym. I played at Homer Moscow Fieldhouse a lot and watched games there as well. So, because I think, the Western Big Six it's technically, what I say is a top conference when it comes to boys basketball.